Hello dear Virgos, I am Michaela. Welcome to my astrology channel Todayenergy. Dear Sun, Moon and Rising sign Virgos, this is your astrological forecast for the upcoming month of August. So I want to congratulate the early August Virgos with your birthdays. Happy birthday. I wish you all the happiness in the world. Big achievements, huge success, love surrounding you, and of course coming from within you. A lot of joy with your loved ones. And whatever wishes you have for yourself, may they come reality, come true. So let's dive into the month of August. It's quite exciting, but also with a lot of friction and tension, I would say, from the very first days of the month, when we have a triple conjunction between Mars, who wants action and to fight for what he wants, Uranus, who wants a progress and independence, and Rahu, the karmic lunar node, who talks about the future, the young generation, the progress in life. Well, they all conjunct in your ninth house, Taurus. For you, this is ninth house. And of course, that means that you wish to learn something new in your life. You wish to change your perspective. Maybe you meet people from completely unknown backgrounds, cultures, some faraway lands, and suddenly your world turns upside down. Your beliefs, your moral code even, yeah, because Uranus wants freedom, so maybe getting free from some old traditions, old belief system, something that you've learned from your family and doesn't work for you anymore. On the other hand, of course, ninth house is about travels and studies or teachings. So maybe some of you Virgos are taking a degree, graduating, or suddenly you decide that you want to study something Uranian, which can be astronomy, science, aviation, astrology, or something related to computers, internet, IT technologies, for example, developing softwares and so on. But it can be a decision like, coming overnight, suddenly, unexpectedly, like a big surprise. Maybe you will meet some important teacher, wise person, mentor, guru, who suddenly will open up your eyes for some truth in the world or about yourself. Maybe you will achieve some huge success, because ninth house is our reputation and popularity, since it's about publishing, teaching, nowadays celebrities and everyone who is in front of other people, helping them, teaching them something, sharing their knowledge. So possibly an overnight success for you. Maybe starting or an ending of a court trial as well, with unexpected results. But Mars is here, you're ready to fight for the ending you want. But even though these planets and Uranus and North Node and Mars want everything here and now, there is a little complication, and it's called Saturn, because already on the 7th of August, Mars in your ninth house, who wants the journey, the travel, the teaching experience or learning, Mars squares retrograde Saturn in Aquarius in your sixth house. So Mars is like, hold the reins, pushing the brakes, not so fast, yeah? You have to be better prepared. You have to first finish something, and in this case, possibly related to your health. So maybe before going abroad, you need to check your health, do the vaccinations, get some health passport or something like that. Do the exams. Can you fly? Can you go to this African country, for example? Maybe you will need to travel for a business trip in order to learn something or to meet with your superiors, managers, high management. Sixth house is really work as well, right? So Saturn in the sixth says you have to first finish your work project, help out your mates, your colleagues, your co-workers, employees, maybe you need first to hire new employees before going on a sabbatic year and travel to, I don't know, Australia, for example. Sixth house is your responsibilities, daily routine, how we help others, how we serve our karma. So maybe here your karma is to teach or to learn from some prestigious teacher or mentor. Or maybe you first need to finish your house repairments, vehicle repairments before going to an adventure. Anyhow, the resolution, don't worry, the resolution might come at the end of this autumn, because then we will have the final showdown between Saturn and Uranus. These guys have been making square between themselves, which is an intense aspect. The whole 2021 and now the summer of 2022, and for the last time they will form a square on the sky in the autumn. So after that the air will clean, yeah, and so these areas of our lives and intentions will proceed more smooth forward. On the 4th, your ruler, Mercury, comes home, goes into your sign, first house. So that's great news for you. Of course, Mercury in first house can bring you eloquence, desire to negotiate, trade, communicate. You easily might find partners, strike some good deals, or do a lot of studying, a lot of research, and of course, meeting people. You become like more curious, more... Anyways, you are a mutable sign, so you do like movement and diversity, right? So here Mercury will give you the chance maybe to travel. On the 9th, we have a little bit of a tougher day, especially for ladies, for women, as Venus from Cancer opposes Pluto in Capricorn. And Venus represents classically women, beauty, money as well. So Pluto might give us some news, some revelation, some truth coming to light. Even though Pluto usually is related to darkness and the underworld and everything hidden, but eventually Pluto digs the truth out. So it's good just to admit it. And yeah, in the public space it can be news about powerful ladies in rulership, government, business. It can be discoveries about money laundering and some financial schemes and scams by governments, banks, mafia, business. Definitely, that's all Pluto. Of course, Venus and Pluto is about big success, big money, big corporations. But in your case, we're talking about 11th, 5th house, which is the ego, which is the kind of shining your true self, and at the same time being on public and collaborating with other people, being amongst friends. So Venus in 11th house wants exactly this, for you to join some common projects, group activities. But Pluto in the 5th house reminds you of your maybe responsibility towards your children, or that you want children. And Venus in 11th house can be money that you receive from working in a huge corporation, or collaborating with other people, and it's not so easy to give up this job and these plans for your future development. Pluto in 5th house might give you some huge unexpected inspiration, success for your hobby or for your private business if you have such. Then here you might expect some good deals, beneficial partners, supporters, benefactors. Maybe a bank would give you a loan. Maybe your friends will invest something in you for you to thrive as a owner of your own business. Maybe you'll have a presentation of your products, of what you produce or make in front of other people. Mind you, it's a culmination. This opposition is like a full moon, so we're talking about some discoveries, maybe news about or from your children or your loved one, your partner, romantic partner. Maybe you decide whether to stay together or not. And this culmination, revelations, news, clarity is about something that has started in your life between December 2021 and March this year. Because back then, Venus conjuncted Pluto. There was a conjunction between them, and it happened 3 times because Venus was retrograding in the late degrees of Capricorn. So we did plant some seeds back then. Maybe literally it was about getting pregnant. Maybe it was about starting a new hobby, or taking your hobby to the next more serious level, make it a business. So now you have your first fruits, your first results, reaping the rewards. On the 11th, Venus goes into Leo, and that is your 12th house. Venus is pleasure, joy, being on your own, or being with some small group of women doing yoga, meditation, going on a retreat. Maybe it's about working with a female psychologist or spiritual guru. Maybe it's about pampering yourself with relaxed and spa day. It's very funny, maybe you hear the seagulls right now as I'm talking, and I'm living in a city very far away from seaside. So we just have this colony of seagulls here that like the capital, and they live in my neighborhood. I like them very much because it seems like seaside is somewhere near me, which is not actually. It's about 400 kilometers away. Well, when you don't go to the sea comes to you, or at least the seagulls, right? Virgos. So, yeah, relax and take good care of yourself while Venus is in your 12th house. On the 12th of August, we have a full moon at 19 degrees of Aquarius, and that's your 6th house. Full moon, of course, means culmination. Maybe it's a culmination of a work process or project. Maybe some employees are leaving, or you understand something about them that you didn't know, a hidden information. Maybe there is some change in the working space, in the office. But this full moon, the moon itself, conjuncts Saturn retrograde. So again, there are plans, there are wishes, there is information, clarity about where you stand with your work, with your daily routine, with your tasks, problems that you're solving. Now you will have more clear overview what to do, to whom to refer. But Saturn is delaying the solution. Saturn asks you to be more persistent, to be more like workaholic, work more here, go back to repair something that you left behind before, maybe meet some old co-workers, maybe go back to the old office to finish something there. And again, the luminaries are squaring Uranus and the North Node in your 9th house in Taurus. So possibly asking you to, if you want to improve at work, you have the chance to take other position that would be more fun for you, more interesting, more challenging even. But first, you have to learn. You have to go on requalification courses or, professional skill improvement courses. Learn some new technologies, collaborate with other people, learn from internet, from Coursera, for example, or other studying hubs online. Meet some people who are like unconventional and think in a different way, who are like mad geniuses in a sense. Maybe even study some astrology or occult science that would actually then help you in your daily tasks, right? Like for example, tarot helps very much with your doubts about daily situations and how to proceed and how to help yourself. Maybe you start working with foreigners and you need to learn a foreign language. On the 15th, Mercury in your 1st house makes a trine to Uranus and Rahu in your 9th house. That's a great day for you to have a public speech, to present your report, to go subscribe for an education, to travel somewhere, to become basically popular and famous, as a trine always gives us possibilities for success and development. Maybe you'll receive some help by a teacher or mentor or someone from abroad. Maybe there will be success in a court hearing, a court trial. On the 20th, Mars goes into Gemini, and that's your 10th house. So a lot of ambition into achieving your career goals, a lot of drive, motivation, maybe conflicts. Yeah, Mars can bring some fights, some confrontations with the boss, with a superior, with an elder person, with a parent even. And you know what? Mars will be here extremely long time, because usually the planet Mars in transit spends 2 months in a sign. But because he will go retrograde here in Gemini in the autumn, so overall Mars will be in your 10th house for 7 months. That's a lot of time. That's, you know, more than half of a year. So you have to learn to be, in a healthy way, of course, assertive with your superiors, or impose your will onto people who depend on you, who work for you. If you are in the managerial and boss position, then you have to have this fighty spirit, be self-confident, sure in yourself, in your skills. Or maybe those 7 months will be dedicated for you to improve at your work, to study more, to apply for better positions, and you will have the motivation to do that. 21st is a bit of a funny day for you, because your ruler, Mercury, from your first house is in opposition to Neptune in the 7th. And of course, Neptune is a planet of illusions, of the pink glasses, of not seeing clearly the situation. And in this case, it's about you and your relationships, you and your partnerships. So, for instance, I would not sign any important contract or document or strike a deal on the 21st, when you would be quite distracted, absent-minded possibly, and your partners might seem, or the deals might seem too good to be truth. Your partners might be not on purpose misleading you, but too idealistic. On the other hand, such an opposition, first 7th house with Neptune, might just mean a very beautiful romantic day, or a day well spent if you are an artist and you want to have an exhibition and invite other artists or people who like art, then you can be really successful. Or if you work in social media with commercials, with publicity, yeah, then you can be really, really good in attracting public and clients. If you are a filmmaker, for example, also you might gain popularity. On the 23rd, Sun goes into Virgo, into your first house. So once again, happy birthday, August Virgos. That's a great news when Sun crosses this line between, well, your ascendant line basically, coming from your 12th into your first house. That brings you usually good health, joyful mood, optimism, vitality, creativity. Yes, Sun is the ultimate creator in our universe. Sun creates life. So first house is about starting something, initiating, having faith in yourself, taking care of your body, shining in your relationships, being the leader, spreading hope for others, and being a good example. So this is all on the table for you for a whole 1 month. Big self-confidence and optimism. That's great. Enjoy this 1 month, Virgos, your month. On the 24th, Uranus stations to go retrograde. When a planet stations, it means it's like has stopped on the sky in one particular point, one particular degree in minute. Doesn't move forward, doesn't move backwards or forward. It's a bit confused, yeah. But unlike your ruler, Mercury, we know Mercury very well because it's very often retrograde, 3-4 times a year. And then I usually warn you for which days Mercury is stationary, because those days you and Gemini can be a bit more distracted and there might be overall confusions in communication in the public space. But when Uranus is retrograde, or when it stations to change direction of movement, we feel Uranian energies in the world collectively for many, many days. I would say the the whole second half of August is very much Uranian. In a public space, that might be news about Uranian topics like science, like genetics, like astronomy, astrology, cybersecurity, cryptocurrency. Yeah, because Taurus, it's about money and food, so there might be strikes, rebellions, civil uprisings because of prices and obviously because of products and food and supply chains which might be interrupted. Yeah, Uranus is disruption, is the god of sky and lightning. Maybe there will be news from aviation and the space. Definitely 24th, I wouldn't say it's a proper day for traveling. And I say it because it stations in your 9th house. So you might just suddenly have this decision to travel somewhere, like in 1 hour or 1 day or 1 night, overnight. Collect your suitcase, pack your suitcase and just go somewhere abroad. Yeah, it might be a very drastic decision because Uranus is a shocking energy. Or there might be a shocking news from your teacher, from your mentor, from your guru, something that would make a click in your mind and make you change your belief system and perspective. Maybe suddenly you will be invited to work in a foreign company or somewhere abroad or do some online or IT project. Maybe suddenly you will be invited to teach the science you are good at. Overnight you can become popular, especially in internet, but don't do very drastic decisions while Uranus is stationing, because it might be a confusing time really, which is just a bit of or a lot of internal impatience and tension, like static electricity, you know. But remember, the final resolution will come in the autumn. On the 26th, your planet Mercury goes into Libra, which for you is your 2nd house. So your focus, your thoughts, your attention shifts towards work, finances, sources of income, what you earn, how you plan your budget, what you spend on, your self-esteem. Maybe you will be subscribing to some courses to boost your self-confidence and self-esteem, something like Tony Robbins, you know. And of course, it might mean some contracts and deals regarding money and work. And yeah, because Mercury is your ruler, and you might for 3 weeks now feel more like Libra. So be more like doubting, being a bit more indecisive, be more prone to make compromises, to rely on others, to ask others for their opinion, to make a decision, to build relationships, in this case possibly as work relationships. Yep, seek for the balance, seek for the compromise, but also honesty and truth as well, and justice. So demand the just salary that you deserve. But for this you have to have also a good proper self-esteem. On the 27th, we have a new moon at 4 degrees of Virgo, of your sign. Of course, it's a big deal if your sun is near or at 4 degrees, which means you are experiencing a solar return with a new moon, which promises a very huge, important, pivotal, interesting year ahead for you. Personal year, the solar year, right? Of the solar return with a lot of new beginnings. So wow, that's exciting. But of course, if you use, as I use, the Placidus house system when I do personal consultations, that it might be very well that this new moon happens still in your 12th house. So do please observe when the sun will cross your ascendant line and go into your 1st house. Then your vitality will be boosted and your reputation as well. Maybe if your moon is at, maybe a moon Virgo is watching at me now, and for you, if your moon is around 4 degrees of Virgo, then it might mean relocation, new home, news from your mom, and so on. This new moon squares Mars in your 10th, which makes this new moon a bit more agitated. You're more ready to act, do action, and especially about your career and social status. At the same time, your ruler Mercury makes a trine to Mars, which gives us all on this day, 27th, quick mind, sharp thoughts, quick reactions, assertive speech, you know, healthy, in a healthy way assertive, not aggressive, but people immediately understand what we have to say and what do we want. And for you, this is the 2nd and 10th houses, which is again about work, career, money, finances. So you can be asking for new position, for new salary. On the 27th, 28th, so towards the end of the month, we have again activation of the Saturn square Uranus by Venus. Because Venus in Leo in your 12th house is opposing Saturn retrograde in Aquarius in your 6th house. So Venus in the 12th wants to relax, wants to meditate, to do yoga, to be zen, to maybe go to some art class, to pamper yourself, right? And Saturn in the 6th asks for work, for helping others, for doing your duties, for doing your responsibilities, for even going back and repairing what you have done, but maybe it's not stable enough. You might check on my channel, I have a whole video about the retrogradation of Saturn this year, which will last till the autumn in your 6th house. Maybe that will be interesting for you to check this video. And these two planets make squares to a 3rd planet, which is Uranus in Taurus in your 9th house. So maybe you will burn out and you'll be like, okay, that's enough. I'm taking a sabbatic year. I'm out of here. I'm leaving for holidays unexpectedly. Or maybe it's about so much work and, you know, work progress that you need to learn something additionally. So you will go to a university or some courses to, you know, learn some new professional skills. Maybe you'll need to learn some new modern technologies, which you would need to introduce to your daily routine or to the office, to work, or even to your health. Because 6th, 12th houses talk about health, and 9th house might bring you some not traditional medical system like Bach drops, something that works on vibrational level, emotions possibly, maybe world-renowned professor or teacher. You will meet such a person, or even online, and you will learn about new ways of curing or helping some disease, or, you know, new treatments, basically new technology that might help cure and treat something that maybe you suffer from. And that might be related really as to equipment and physical material things, as well as to some basically spiritual and mental exercises and resources to improve our overall well-being. So dear Virgos, thanks so much for watching, sharing, liking my videos. I hope the information for you is helpful and interesting. Thanks so much for subscribing to my channel. I already noticed how our small community is growing, which is a lovely news. Thank you very much for helping for this and being a member of my channel. Once again, happy birthdays. I wish you a beautiful year ahead of you, full of progress and success and exciting new things, and of course, love and support by people surrounding you. Take care of yourselves. I wish you a beautiful August. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.